Monsoon relief finally in Kerala, but North India is certainly sizzling.
In fact, Delhi hit 45 degrees this morning. Allahabad was the hottest city in North India at 47 degrees. Jaipur saw its hottest day in June in 33 years at 46.3 degrees Celsius, while Bikaner was burning at a steep 47.4 degrees Celsius. It was also the season's hottest day in Jammu with a temperature of 43.6 degrees Celsius. In Gujarat, 2 more people succumbed to the heat wave, taking the toll to 4 in the last 2 days. And the Met says the heat wave conditions in Gujarat are likely to prevail for another couple of days. So, what are the best ways now to beat the heat? Here's a look at some do's and don'ts.
What precautions should the people take in this extreme weather?
Well, one should avoid going out at the extremes of heat. Preferably, you should stay indoors. And even if you have to go out, it should be early in the morning or in the evening. Because very hot climate, high temperature might give you heat-related illnesses, which could be heat stroke, heat cramps or heat exhaustion. So you need plenty of fluids. Water is the best fluid you can have, but you can also have lemonade, buttermilk, lassi.
Well, what are the symptoms of heat exhaustion?
Well, the symptoms of heat exhaustion are extreme sweating, weakness, giddiness, headache. You can also have vomiting or diarrhea. So one should immediately move to a cool environment, drink lots of water. But heat stroke is a major problem. It can be fatal at times. One needs to be moved to an AC environment immediately, remove all the clothes, make it cool, make the body cool with wet cloth. And if they are unconscious or semi-unconscious, then they need to be moved to a hospital setting.
Okay, and our guest today, Dr. Suranjit Chatterjee, he is a senior consultant in internal medicine department at Apollo Hospital. Doctor, we heard, some points there as to taking care of oneself during such extreme heat. But most people do need to go out, isn't it? Staying indoors is not an answer. So once you're going out, what are the kind of precautions that a person should take?
See, I would agree with him that all these precautions need to be taken, what was mentioned earlier. But yes, as you said, it is absolutely mandatory for most of us to move out. What is important is that we wear a light colored clothes and we wear loosely fitting clothes. Also, we should hydrate ourselves very well before we are going out into the sun so that the electrolytes and everything is maintained in the body. And you should not be really exercising or you should not be really running in the extreme of heat. You should be taking it cool and walk slowly so that you are not exhausting your muscles and the requirement is not very high. So if you take all these precautions, I think we can always beat the heat. But yes, it was ideal if we can avoid going outside in extremes of heat. But if you take these precautions, you might prevent going into heat stroke or heat exhaustion or heat cramps as it occurs.
All right, doctors, to stay on with us because we are joined by a caller now from Juhu in Mumbai. Dr. S. Marathi is on the phone line with us. Good evening, doctor. Go ahead with your suggestions or questions.
I am Dr. Silva Marathi. Welcome, listeners. This is a small suggestion that if possible one can have a thermometer in the wall in the house. One can get the relative suggestion how much temperature is inside and outside in the atmosphere, and one can go along with the precautions like wearing a hat, protecting your eyes with the dark sunglasses, protecting yourself from the ultraviolet light, taking a lot of fluids such as plain water about 2 liters per day, then fruit juice, then sharbat like roo afza or khas or amla, and lime and oranges or tangerines.
All right.
Then one can present with muscle cramps or headache or sunstroke. So you should avoid that with having the evaporating the clothes or evaporating white clothes, malmal clothes, light clothes. Then basic health care is one's right as a taxpayer. So one should have clean water, at all the places the water, clean water,
right.
Hygienic water should be available.
All right, Dr. Marathi, thanks very much for joining us with your suggestions this evening. Thank you. Also on the phone line with us from Baroda is Jani. Jani, go ahead with your views, suggestions or questions.
Yeah, the elderly people who are not working, they should remain in the home right after 11 to 5 o'clock. The people who are going on foot, they can carry white umbrellas so that they can prevent themselves from the direct sun heat light. The people who are going on a motorcycle or scooter, they can stand for a windshield so the hot blast would not come, which causes more of the dryness. And people, those who have to go out, they should carry a bottle of lemon, sugar and salt water.
Right.
The community installation against the gases, ultraviolet rays preventing traffic are also very much desirable.
All right, thank you very much for your suggestions. We have a caller from Kerala now. Mr. Praful is on the phone line with us. We believe the monsoon hit your state today, Mr. Praful, but you do have some question or suggestions about tackling the heat wave. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay, the heat wave has been increasing these days. There is a severe climatic change is happening in the New Delhi region. So we can beat the heat wave by insulating the air conditions and ventilators in the houses in the people, and it should be getting properly insulated. And it should be taught to people that to take water whenever they go outside. They should take water with them, even 2 or 5 hours as the heat wave is increasing. Also, the dress code is very important for them. In going to each place, the dress code they should not wear a cotton, but the linen and other good fabrics they should wear. Also, the dress they should wear it very properly, and to remove the heavy heating. As they are wearing the polyester dress when going outside, they get sweated, and this makes many skin diseases to them.
All right, thanks very much, sir, for joining us from Kerala this evening. Let's go back to Dr. Chatterjee. Doctor, we heard advice for people who are going out of home, who are possibly working, but do you have any advice, especially on how to take care of children or babies at home?
See, babies most of the times obviously are at home, and but yes, when you don't have an air conditioned environment or something like that, just see that the fans are on and they are wearing very light clothes and maybe a lighter colored clothes and a very loose fitting cloth. Even if they are lying down with their clothes not there, that should also suffice. Also see to it that they are drinking plenty of water, they are being hydrated well. If you hydrate them well with water and with nimbu pani and all these things, then most of the times these things won't happen. Don't take them directly into the sun, always keep them in shade and cover them up well so that they are not in the direct sunlight anywhere. Once you take care of all these things, all children obviously they are vulnerable, so they should be taken care of, but they can at least avoid all these heat related disorders.
Right, Doctor, stay with us. I'm told we have Rashid Hussain from Bhagalpur. Hi, Rashid. Go ahead. What do you have to say?
Hello?
Yes, Rashid, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
My English is very weak, so मैं क्या हिंदी बोल सकता हूँ?
जी, आप बोल सकते हैं राशिद जी, बोलिए।
जी, तो मैं पूछ रहा हूँ, भागलपुर में भी यहाँ बहुत जबरदस्त गर्मी पड़ रही है, तो क्या डॉक्टर साहब हैं क्या?
जी, डॉक्टर साहब हैं हमारे साथ, बोलिए।
तो मैं पूछना चाहता हूँ डॉक्टर साहब, देखिए सुबह से ही प्यास इतनी लग रही है, इतनी पानी सुबह से ही पानी पी रहे हैं, तो क्या रात को भी प्यास लग जाती है, तो इसका कुछ मतलब कि उपाय? और सर जो डॉक्टर साहब जो हम घर से बाहर निकलते हैं, धूप एकदम सर पर डायरेक्ट सूरज की रोशनी जो है सर पर रहती है, एकदम पड़ जाती है, तो इसका उपाय क्या है डॉक्टर साहब? आप उतना मुंह तो छिपा नहीं सकती हैं, मतलब कि आँख तक, और कुछ इसका उपाय है या मुझसे बच सकें? क्या धूप के आने के बाद, धूप से जो आते हैं हम घर, तो इसका कोई दवा भी सेवन कर सकते हैं क्या? कुछ ऐसा है?
Yes, doctor. Is there a medicine for heat stroke at all?
No, there is no medicine for heat stroke, but जैसे वो पूछ रहे थे कि दवाई कोई नहीं होती है हीट स्ट्रोक के लिए, इसमें तो पहली सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ यही होती है कि अपने आप को अच्छे से हाइड्रेट करके रखिए। पानी कुछ नहीं, कोई दवाई कोई नहीं होगी, अपने आप को ठंडा रखिए, भले अपने आप को आप नहा लें, ठंडे पानी में नहा लें, तो उससे भी आपकी गर्मी आपकी चली जाएगी। और काफ़ी पानी का सेवन करिए, नींबू पानी का सेवन करिए, इसी से आपको आराम मिल जाएगा। और अपने आप को रेस्ट करिए, अगर करेंगे तो इससे इसकी तकलीफ आपको होगी नहीं। और दूसरी जो चीज़ वो पूछ रहे थे कि अगर हम धूप में जाते हैं या बाहर हम लोग जा रहे हैं तो उसमें आप अगर टोपी पहन के, हैट पहन के जाएंगे या अगर अपने साथ अम्ब्रेला कैरी करें और अपना लाइट कलर क्लोथ पहने और बहुत लाइटली फिटिंग क्लोथ पहने तो ऑब्वियसली आप अपने आप को बचा सकते हैं। हाँ, जहाँ भी शेड मिले उसके नीचे आप थोड़ी देर के लिए रेस्ट करें, थोड़ा दूर चलें, फिर आराम करें, तो ये जो इतनी बीमारियाँ जो हीट रिलेटेड हैं वो आपको कम ग्रस्त करेंगी।
Right. We are also joined by S.K. Mishra from Delhi. Good evening, Mr. Mishra. Go ahead.
What I think that there are two aspects to it. One is heating the heat, the other is avoiding the heat. I think avoiding is the better way person. In case if you can reach Dula work for early in the morning or late in the evening, I think it will be like prevention is better than care. And in case if nothing can be done, then what our experts are saying, I think that is the best way to have it that way.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Mishra, for joining us with that. Doctor, we will, of course, keep talking to you. Go into a short break. Be back with more of your queries here on Good Evening India.
We're discussing the heat wave across the north of India, and we have a doctor on call as well. Dr. Surunjit Chatterjee, senior consultant at the Apollo Hospitals, is with us. I do believe we have a caller on the phone line with us as well. Mr. Charanjit Singh is dialing in from Chandigarh. Good evening, sir. What do you have to say?
Hello?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Yeah, you want me to speak?
Yes. Do you have a question for the doctor today about how to deal with the heat?
Yeah. So I would like to tell a couple of points.
Yes.
In the first place, we should wear some light clothes, light colored clothes, and not the dark colored one. And we should not do the strenuous exercises, strenuous work in the heat.
Right.
And the third one is drink plenty of fluids, and most importantly, watch the urine at all times. When you pass urine, if it is high color, that means you are getting dehydrated. That time you should drink more and more of water.
Right.
That is the most important thing, indicator of getting dehydration. And if you follow this, surely we will not be getting much of the ill effects of heat while being in heat.
All right, thanks very much for sharing that with us here on CNN IB. And also with us is Satish Kamath. He's calling from Mumbai. Good evening, Mr. Kamath. What's your question? Mr. Kamath, if you can hear us, sir. All right, it looks like we've lost that link with Satish Kamath. But to go back to you, Dr. Chatterjee, there are cases of diarrhea also, I believe, that go up in this season. Any advice for that?
See, diarrhea mainly goes up. See, diarrhea is not just per se heat. It obviously heat predisposes you to it, but it's also the infection that you can incur because you are drinking water anywhere and everywhere. And if this water is not hygienic and is not potable, then you can develop or contact all these infections. So you have to be careful. That is just not a part of heat. It could be a part of heat as well, where you develop diarrhea and vomiting and nausea and all these things. But you have to be careful that you are not getting infection because you have drank water somewhere outside because of the need for it.
Right, Doctor, thank you so much. I'm afraid we've run out of time. IBNlive.com for more on those tips and, of course, more stories as well.